Hey guys, Sarge here. I've been debating for the past couple days whether or not I really want to make a video and about this specific matter, and I went ahead and decided I'm just going to go ahead and do it, guys. With a lot of the panic buying that is going on out there, I know that I've personally seen it in my local area, and I've heard from some of my students that they've seen it at Academy Sports or Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's, the local places that they go to buy ammunition or to buy magazines. It's been a frenzy in there, and a bunch of people have just been buying stuff to buy it. And then the online places, there's a couple online sites that have jacked up their prices, so it's like $1,000 for 50 rounds of 9mm or something crazy like that. Okay, that's crazy, but you're doing it to yourself if when a situation like this takes place, when that's the time that you go and look for ammunition. When something bad happens, that's the time that you go and look for extra magazines or you go and look for a new firearm, right? And I understand if you're using it as an excuse for your significant other so you can tell them, well, hey, this is going on, I have to buy a new gun. I get that. Okay, that makes sense. But if you're doing it because you actually need it, this goes back into having that prepared mindset. You shouldn't wait until the house is on fire to then go and look for a fire extinguisher. Okay? Or to go out and buy a fire extinguisher at that point. You should already have one. You should already be prepared for that situation. You shouldn't wait till a fire to go and change out your smoke alarm batteries. Okay? And I honestly think that ammunition and magazines are the same way. If you are the individual that is going and buying a bunch of boxes of ammo, right? And that's all you're doing is you're buying a box of ammo and you're going and you're putting it up in your safe or you're putting it in your gun room, whatever, and it's just sitting there. What good is that going to do you? In my personal opinion, if the ammo is not loaded, when you're packing stuff up and you're getting ready to leave, I wouldn't even count it. Okay, if it's not loaded, I wouldn't even count for it. So what I do with ammunition, anytime that, I buy quite a bit or anything like that, I buy it and immediately put it in a magazine. Now, in the conversation with magazines, I have specific magazines that I use strictly for the range, and then I have ones that I use strictly for concealed carry or, defensive situations. Now, it's not saying that my range magazines are beat up and they don't work, and that's why the range mags. All my magazines work. Okay, if I have a magazine that doesn't work, it gets thrown away. I don't hold on to things that don't work. But I don't mix the two. Meaning, if I have these magazines right here already loaded with, full, like I have a couple mags here that are loaded with full metal jacket, right? So we'll just look at these. These are 1911 mags that I have loaded with full metal jacket range ammo. Well, if I'm out of range ammo, I'm not going to go dip into this supply because then I'm going to have to replenish it. Okay? So basically what I do is I load up all these mags and then I store them in individual ammo cans. Okay? And I'll separate them by caliber. One of the things that I do, okay, so I have a Glock 23, which is a 40 Smith & Wesson. And then I have a bunch of Glock 19 mags and Glock 17 mags, which are 9mm. I do not store those magazines next to each other in the same ammo can. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll normally, the ammo cans are normally going to be separated by caliber, but in some cases I don't have enough magazines to warrant giving it its own ammo can. So a lot of the times, like my 45 ACP and my 40 Smith & Wesson mags will go in the same ammo can, but they're two completely different style magazines. So there's no chance of me getting my Glock 23 and trying to put this P320 45 mag in it. Okay, so the organization piece does go into it, and you need to organize the setup. Now, if you look, I would say 95% of these magazines, if not more, are loaded with my preferred choice of carry ammo, which is G9 ammo. Okay, I really don't care for the argument of well, in the end of the world or, stuff hit the fan situation, does it really matter if you're using hollow points or full metal jacket? Okay, I get it, right? And I recently heard a instructor who I respect. He said, hey, a kill shot's a kill shot, right? So it doesn't really matter if you did it with a hollow point or whether you did it with a full metal jacket. For me, okay, my first line of defense magazines are loaded with hollow point personal protection ammunition. But I still have some magazines for specific firearms that are loaded with full metal jackets. So if whatever the situation is, I'm not having to waste my hollow point ammunition in those situations. So I'm able to go back and forth. And that's completely cool. What I would recommend is if you guys have a lot of pistols like I do, you need to have a lot of magazines. Okay, and I'm not going to say you need 12,000 mags, but I would tell you the magazines that came with your gun should be your like everyday carry magazines. So I wouldn't even classify those for the range or anything. And that goes into the total carry package there, is when we look at a pistol that we're wanting to use for home defense, personal protection, or, stuff hit the fan, maybe look at how much are their magazines. Maybe that's a reason why I really don't want a gun that has $50, $70 mags. Okay? That might be a good reason. I love Glock magazines because they're $20 and they're easy to stack up. And a cool thing with the Glock mags is every time you buy one, as long as you get a Gen 4 or newer, right, you get 3 magazines. So for me, when you get a 19X, you get a Glock 45, get a Glock 19, it's pretty cool that you get all those mags just to kind of go ahead and start storing them away. But this isn't something that I just started doing when stuff got rough, right? So the main takeaway from this video that I want you guys to look at is don't wait till stuff starts getting worse. Don't go out there and just start panic buying stuff and stock up on all these boxes of ammunition and then just let them sit there. What are you doing with the box? Okay, what I wouldn't want to do is something gets real bad and I'm opening up this box to try to load a magazine. Okay? Picture the most stressful time of your life, and now imagine you have like 10 seconds to load magazines and get out the door. Alright? If you guys have empty magazines at the house, you're wrong. Load them up. Even if they're your range mags. All my range mags, as soon as I get back from the range, I come back, I'll wipe them down real quick, and then I'll load them back up. I do not keep extra or empty magazines laying around, unless they're being cleaned. So that's just little things to think about. Now, I don't leave these just laying out. Okay, so as soon as we're done with the video, I'm going to go put them back in their little storage place. And what I'm going to start doing is a series of videos where we talk about the firearms guy prepper mindset. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of people out there who will talk about, hey, this is how you can bug out, this is how you can start a fire, this is how you can find water sources and purify them, whatever it is, right? That's not me. That's really cool. That stuff is awesome. I have no interest in filming videos in that. I care more about the guys and gals out there who are firearms enthusiasts and who are making silly mistakes that hopefully we can try to curve to be educated. And the biggest thing with that, okay, is just knowing what you're doing and why. Don't go out and buy 1,000 rounds and still leave it in plastic. It's like guys that carry tourniquets, but their tourniquets are still in the plastic packaging that they came in. That's going to do you no good when you need it. Okay? So just think about it, guys. If you guys have specific things that you all would like to talk about with your magazines, okay, ask me down in the comment section. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway, because you should like it. So, all right, guys. Well, this is all I have with magazines and being prepared for certain situations. As always, stay tuned for more. Sarge out.